All right, so I've had a couple weeks to play with the FeatherSnap bird feeder. I thought I would give you a look at what it looks like if you pay for their service. I went ahead and paid for a year of their service. I'm gonna show you that. One of the complaints I have with this feeder that I wish they would change is you'll notice it's empty right here where the bird's been eating, but there's seed back here that you can't get to and the birds can't get to either. So it makes it really hard to clean, and it makes it hard for the birds to get all the seed. I could try and I guess tilt the house down a little bit so maybe the seed funnels down, but I wish they would change the way they have their seed tray. Anyway, let's take a look at the app. The app works really well. I'll give you a view of it. All right, so I'm on an Apple device. Shouldn't matter whether you're on Apple or Android. Again, I am paying for their service. I paid for a year of it. So while it's great that you can get a notification every time a bird lands on your feeder, you'll get a notification letting you know that you've got a visitor. The negative is, especially when you've paid for the service, I wish they would indicate what the bird is that landed on your feeder. Instead, you've basically got these notifications that's just going to tell you all the different times the camera has been triggered, but it doesn't tell you the bird. I have to go into the app to actually look at the bird. There's other companies out there that will tell you the bird, and then depending on what the notification is, if it's a bird that I've never seen or a unique one, it tells me, oh, I need to go to the app and check that out. In this case, I have to go to the app and go through all the pictures to figure out what it is. Okay, so now let's go into the app. You'll notice you have a listing here of all of the recent snaps you've got, and I can scroll back in time and look through all of them. If I don't like that view, the only view option you've got is if you click this little icon up at the top where there's 3 lines, you can change your view to a grid view instead of a list view, and it looks like this. The negative of this, while it's okay, is other companies give you a calendar option where I can go and pick a specific day and look and see what birds were at my feeder on that given day. This one, you cannot do it. You simply have a list view or a grid view, and then you have to click on each individual day, and the day is rather small, but if you want to go back to a specific date, you basically have to just start scrolling and go back. Each time the camera gets triggered, it takes 3 images. So if I click on this first one, we can see there's image 1, there's image 2, and there's image 3. I don't know why you can't control that. I don't really need 3 images. I think it does that to make sure you get a good shot of each visitor you get. But to me, it just makes it to where you've got to go click and look through 3 images every time. You'll notice that as I'm in the image at the bottom, I can add to bird book, request a video, download, share, or delete. This is the other thing that's a little odd with this company is if I go to videos, it says no videos yet. You do not get any videos unless you request the video. So the way it's kind of set up is I would have to see a unique bird in here that I really wanted the video for, and then I would have to go, let's do it with this Carolina wren. I'd have to click on the snap, request the video, then I have to wait, and then I can go to my videos tab and look at the video. The other thing I didn't like is I paid for the AI subscription, and you kind of have to do the work on your own. So you'll notice as I'm clicking on this image, I can see this bird, but I have no idea what bird it is. So I was thinking it would tell me, okay, that's a male northern cardinal. Nope, doesn't tell you that. What you have to do is click on the bird, choose add to bird book, and then you have to do identify with bird AI or identify with AI. And it's kind of odd. It says if you know your species, you can name it yourself. So I can go in and I can type it in. But to me, what's the point of me typing in the bird I know if I'm paying for the AI service? I'm going to show you. We'll do identify with AI. It kind of works like the Merlin bird ID. If you've ever used it, I could basically pick the bird. I can choose the color. But again, to me, this isn't very intuitive. Being that I'm paying for the service, I would think it would just tell me what the bird is. You'll notice it says, based on your scenarios, these are your recommended birds. And then I have to scroll through and say, and even that, it didn't find a cardinal. So let's try again. I'm going to do small to extra small, and we'll just do one color this time. Maybe it'll make it easier. And then choose my region. And even that, it still didn't find it. So I'm having to do the work for the camera to identify my bird versus the camera doing it. So again, I'm not too impressed with the AI functionality. I did want to mention you have a bird book option that'll keep track of all of the birds you've ever recorded. When you go to it, these are not my images, these are canned images. I can click on it though, and it will bring up the images that I actually saved to my bird book. So this was actually my image. I'm going to show you how to add a bird to your bird book. I'm hoping maybe I've got something in here that I haven't already added. Let's see what we've got. I might not have one of these. A red-bellied woodpecker. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to scroll through. Let's say I want to add this one to my bird book. While I'm on the image, I'm going to click Add to Bird Book. If I know the bird, I can simply type it in. And then I can do Save to Bird Book. It says success. I can view my bird book. And now if I go to red-bellied woodpecker, we can see here's the image I just added. It works okay. I was hoping what it would do is as birds landed on my feeder, I was hoping it would just automatically identify them and throw it in the bird book for me so that I could go through and look at all the different birds that have been in my feeder. Instead, you're kind of the one in control of adding birds to your bird book and going through and identifying the birds themselves. You do get badges. You can see I got a badge for my first snap. I don't even know what this one is. I have more than 5 different birds that have been added to my bird book. It's kind of a fun feature. You get extra badges if you pay for their service. You still get badges if you don't pay for it, but you don't get as many. It works well. I will say this, the images are very clear. The videos are clear. It's kind of a pain to get the video. But I think the functionality of the app could really use a little bit of work. I'm hoping in time, this company's pretty new, as they get going, maybe they'll do some updates and change some of the functionality of it. But I hope it gives you an idea of how the app works. The best thing about this feeder that I think sets them aside from other companies is this is the first feeder I've ever had that you can go on a website and access your bird camera. You'll notice I'm on my computer. I can go here and I can click on my feeder and I can see, what's my subscription service, what's my battery level of my camera, what's my Wi-Fi signal. I can also do a live feed and we can see what's going on in my bird feeder at any time. I'm sitting here at the office right now. It's kind of cool to be able to access this information. For me, it's easier to do this stuff on a computer versus on my cell phone. It's for sure easier to see. You'll notice it's taking a little time. It takes some time to connect to the camera. And as luck would have it, we've got a bluebird that's sitting on my feeder right now. I'm doing a live view of my feeder. I can sit here and watch it as long as I want to. I can also click on the settings icon up at the top. I can adjust the settings, turn off notifications. I can read notifications over here in the top right. I can click on the gallery and we can see the images. The only thing you can't do from the web is, you'll notice it says once to request a video, you need to have the cell phone app. If I wanted a video, I'd have to get on the app and request that. But I can click and view any of my images. I could delete them if I want to, download them if I want to. So it's kind of cool to have those features available to you on your computer versus the app. I hope this gives you an idea of how the FeatherSnap camera works. Some of the things I like, some of the things I didn't like. As always, if the video helped, thumbs up are appreciated. Thanks for watching.